Hello and welcome to a new video today, friends. I am so excited to be doing this for you today. If you can't already tell by the title, this is a first impressions of all the products that I hauled in my last Colourpop video. I will put a little card above my head somewhere here to that video, so if you haven't seen it, go through and watch. I go through and tell you about all the products that I picked up. I'm so excited to try these today and share my thoughts with you. If you haven't followed me already, Twitter, my main Instagram and my beauty Instagram will all be on the screen for you, so jump over there to follow me for some more daily updates and shenanigans. But let's get into the video. Hello friends. Today, as said, we're doing a get ready with me, first impressions, a little bit of a chit chatty video. I have my massive box of Colourpop goodies here to go through and try out for you. This is just gonna be really chill. We're just gonna play with some makeup. We're just gonna see where we end up, and fingers crossed there's a whole bunch of stuff in here I like. I have tried a few of these things already, so some of it I'll be able to give you my full opinion on, and a few things will be straight off the bat. I only have some moisturizer SPF on my face at the moment. I have nothing else on. To start off with, I'm going to be using the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Primer. I've heard pretty good things about the Pretty Fresh range from Colourpop. When I did my little haul of these, I pulled out the packaging and was super impressed with the little bottle. So hopefully we like this. It seems like quite a liquidy formula, quite moisturizing, quite thin. It has an interesting smell. I don't know what that smell is. If anyone knows what that smell is, let me know. Otherwise, it smells okay. It smells like something, but I can't put my fingers on it. I don't quite know what that smells like. So that was one pump. I use primer a little bit like moisturizer, especially ones thinner like this. So I'm just gonna spread this all over me face. So far I really like that. It went on really smooth. My skin doesn't feel like super tacky. It really just feels like a moisturizer, so it's a good kind of like prep for the face. I like that. I don't mind that. The next product, so I'm gonna give this a go. This is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hydrating Illuminator in Soft Ivory. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this on my fingertips. She's a little bit chunky. You know how sometimes it gets stuck in like the little bit of the spout where like product comes out? It seems like that's happened. And I'm just gonna kind of like apply this pretty roughly to start with. I'm just gonna put it on the high points of my face. Yeah, see, can you see that? There's like a little chunky. Okay, so I guess that's something to be aware of. I've only used this product once, and that was in the little video I made for like the close-up video when I did my haul, and it seems like product does like to get stuck in the nozzle, so I guess just something to keep in mind if you do plan on picking up this product. Otherwise, this is extremely shiny. We are going to be putting obviously foundation, or I think I have a tinted moisturizer over the top of this, so it's supposed to be applied to give you that like lit within glow. I mean, I'm getting a bit ham on this at the moment. I'd rather go overboard than underboard. Yeah, there's another chunky bit. Okay, so we got some chunkies. I'm gonna kind of avoid the places where I've got a lot of pores, which is kind of in this area here, because sometimes putting illuminator on those areas can make them look a little more textured. So far I'm pretty happy with that. It does feel quite nice. It is really glowy, so if you are looking for a lot of glow, then this would definitely work. It seems to be breaking up a little bit on my nose. I'm not sure if that's from it being a little bit chunky from the spout. Gorgeous glow though, like beautiful for an underneath makeup product. I think this is great. I don't know how it would apply over foundation, but for underneath, so far, not super mad about it. For my base, I have the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. This one is in the color Fair 1N. I am very pale, so I kind of lean towards picking up the palest color in most base products that I purchase. So we'll see what the coverage of this is like. I'm not expecting anything wild or anything crazy. So we'll see how this works. It does have a really nice pump on the bottle, which I'm really happy about. And it also has that kind of like matte feel packaging as well, which is really nice. I am going to apply this today with my beauty blender. I would normally or sometimes apply it with my fingers. I just find that sometimes I get a bit better spread and a bit better coverage with a sponge instead. Can obviously always use brushes with these kind of products as well. It just depends on your personal preference, but let's give this a go. I'm going to start off with one pump and I'm going to spread it on this side of my face and we'll see. It is a very liquidy formula, which I would expect. It doesn't really smell like much. It kind of just has a little bit of that like makeup smell, I guess. I don't want to say chemically because chemically has very negative connotations, but it smells like makeup. One pump has kind of done this area and my chin. I am going to take another pump for the other side of my face and I'm applying that directly to the beauty blender and then spreading that out. I do have a new mirror, by the way, which I'm very thankful for, that Von's mum actually gifted me for Christmas, which it is so cool. It's one of the ones that has the LED lights around the side and it's got the button, like the flush buttons on the front of the mirror that turn it on and off, and I can change the brightness of it as well. Hold on, I don't have it on at the moment. Let me turn it on. Oh, I look like I'm like glowing. So that's it on, and then I can change. So that's cool, and then that's warm, and then that's really like cool light, very, really bright. So this thing's really cool. It's a lot easier to film tutorials having this, but I'm gonna turn that light off because I look a little bit terrifying and it's probably gonna take a second for my camera, yep, to adjust back again. So this is making filming like a lot easier for me because before I had like this tiny little mirror that I could barely see anything on, and that I had to like get really close to have an idea of what I was doing. And now I've got this big, beautiful vanity mirror that is really, really great. So thank you, Mum, I guess I should say. I really appreciate it. It's such a cool gift, and I definitely got very, very excited when I opened it on Christmas Day because I couldn't wait to film some videos using it and to do my makeup using it. Okay, so I've got one layer of that tinted moisturizer down. I'm not gonna try and build up any more coverage with this because I just don't think it's that kind of product. Like it's not a foundation, it's not meant to be buildable. So far it's given me some decent coverage. Like it's definitely evened out my skin, like the tone of my skin. It's covered up some of the redness I've got, especially in this area. I do get quite red and like on my cheeks, so it's done a really good job of covering that up and kind of evening everything out. My skin doesn't look too oily, like it doesn't look very wet in person. It doesn't feel super wet either, which is really nice. Some tinted moisturizers can really like sit on the skin and feel quite wet. You know, you can still see like my pimples through it. Like obviously I wasn't expecting any coverage on them. Yeah, so far I think it looks quite nice. Like in person it looks quite good. First run, I'm pretty happy with that. It went on really easy with the beauty blender as well. I didn't find that difficult to blend. It didn't kind of move everywhere either. So this one so far so good, pretty happy with it. Next item I have to try out is the No Filter Concealer. This is a little bit of a cult classic product, so I'm pretty excited to see how this works. I picked mine up in Fair 00. Hold on, this might be the wrong one. Oh yeah, I picked it up in the white, so this is the white one that I want to use as an eyeshadow base. And then I picked it up as well in the color Fair 02. They were out of stock of a lot of the colors when I purchased this because it is such a popular product, so I kind of just went for the nearest shade. Again, I'm very pale, so unless something pulls like super yellow on me or like it's a very yellow undertone color, I can normally get away with like a range of light colors and they work. And I obviously normally powder my face as well, which helps to even stuff out. I'm excited to see how this works. The color is a little bit light for my skin. Actually a little bit, it's very light for my skin. Nice doe foot applicator though. I haven't used a concealer with a doe foot applicator in a while. I look crazy. That's so funny. I love this. There's so many beauty gurus who then like put on, or beauty YouTubers I guess, who put on concealer and do this, but they'll like sit and like chat and like talk. For me, like I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder and I think I look ridiculous. So this is hilarious to me. Anyway, This is quite a bit too light for my skin. I think it'll be beautiful brightening under my eyes, but let's see how it blends out. First impressions as I start blending it out is that it is very full coverage, which is really nice. I definitely, if I'm going to use concealer, I'm looking for something that is going to cover. This seems to be doing a pretty good job of that. Again, it is too light for me, so I am going to look a little bit like lighter in patches compared to the rest of my skin. However, hopefully when I put on powder, it should even out. Side note, I hope everyone's had a really good start to the year. Mine has been fantastic, actually. I was a little bit worried about going back to work. Not worried, but like, I was a little bit stressed about it. 2020 was just a year that was all over the place, and my brain was running a little bit wild with all the possibilities for 2021 and what it was gonna be like and all those things like that. But now I'm back into it. It's fantastic and it's fine. Of course it was gonna be fine, like as if it wasn't gonna be fine. It's actually better than fine. So I got a promotion, yay, which is really exciting. I've been working super hard last year, delivering projects. If anyone doesn't know, I work in construction. I deliver office fit outs and boutique fit outs, just kind of a little bit of everything in regards to construction fit outs. So yeah, really exciting year. We've got some cool projects that we're tendering at the moment. Obviously I can't talk too much about them, but fingers crossed they come our way because it would be really, really nice. And just slowly getting back into the swing of things again after the Christmas break, and again adjusting to summer. It's so hot here at the moment, it's absolutely insane. That concealer blended out really nicely. It did dry down really quickly and it has a very matte finish to it. There is no, like, I could almost leave this without setting it and it's not, like, I feel like it wouldn't move anywhere. I am hesitant to put this under my eyes just because it is quite drying. I'm gonna give it a go and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna apply some of this to my eyes. So far not bad about it though. So far not mad about it at all. I really want to try this concealer with my normal foundation and see how it performs and through a normal day-to-day. But it does blend out really effortlessly, which is like really, really nice, because I find some concealers that are a little bit more drying, like you really have to work with them and they're a bit of a pain. You might be able to hear Von's in the background through parts of this because he is doing some RuneScape raiding with a few guys that we know. So if you hear any mumbling, that's probably just him talking. So first impressions, it's definitely too light for me. This would be a great concealer just to highlight and brighten with, but off for my entire face, definitely too light. On the concealer front, on the Tinted Moisturizer front, it looked fine, it looked fantastic. Has blended out really well, is not settling into any fine lines at the moment. I am gonna go ahead and powder. I don't have a powder from Colourpop. I am gonna use my standard powder that I normally use, which is the Australis Fresh and Flawless. Hopefully this will bring back a little bit of color into my face. Let's go ahead and powder. And we'll go from there. That I definitely look like I'm wearing makeup with that concealer though. It's not a natural finish concealer. It is definitely like matte. I've also been wanting to try all these products for a while. They've been sitting here since I received them in, I think, November. We also went to IKEA yesterday. I haven't been to IKEA in forever. I finally picked up some Alex straws to like store my makeup in. It's 18-year-old Bree's dream makeup storage to have some of the Alex drawers. So I just got the 5 drawer. I definitely did not need anything larger than this. This is big enough. So if you guys have any recommendations for places that do the like acrylic containers or the acrylic dividers, I found a few. They're so expensive. So if you have any recommendations for that, please leave them in the box down below because I'd love to know. But it's going to be so nice to have one place to store all my like beauty and makeup things and candles. I'm gonna put my nail stuff in there as well. So I'm very excited to do that. Side tangent, we also bought a dining table. We've not had a dining table since we've lived here, and we bought a dining table. The next thing I'm gonna do, so that's all set now and I look a little less ghostly. Next thing I'm gonna do is my brows. So I've been using this brow pencil for a little while now because I wanted to try it out. It is the Colourpop Brow Boss brow pencil. It has the spoolie on one side. Oh, that happens as well. So with these Colourpop spoolies, like the pencil is essentially hollow and then the spoolie like clips onto the back. side of it, if you can see, but like it comes out. Mine happened and then it's got a hairline crack down the side of the plastic part, which now means the spoolie isn't like as secure as it once was, if you like. So I guess that's just something to be mindful of. Be aware that they're not the most expensive thing in the world. I so far really like this brow pencil. It's a good color. I think it's the right kind of like stiffness. It's not so creamy that you feel like you don't have control, but it's not so stiff that you feel like you're scratching your eye. So I really like the color of this. I think the color is a good cool tone brown. It doesn't pull too warm. So if you have hair color like mine, that's kind of a medium brunette color, it's a really, really good color for that. And for like a $5 or $6 eye pencil, like I'm not mad about it. Do I prefer it over my NYX professional brow pencil? No, I don't. I actually prefer the NYX one. It's a little bit finer than this one, and the NYX one does have a little bit more color payoff. For a staple eyebrow pencil, I do think these ones are a good option. So I'm able to give you an actual review on this one. Eyebrow pencils are one of those things that I feel like you don't need to spend a lot of money on. Like there's a few things in beauty that I'm a bit like, you really don't need to spend a lot of money on, and eyebrow pencils or eyebrow products in general are one of those things. Eyeliners are another one. I think you can get fantastic eyeliners for not a lot of money as well. I don't think it's necessarily worth spending a lot of money on eyeliners. And the other thing is these are the kind of products that you generally use every day. If you're regularly spending like that amount of money on them and you don't need to, then like don't. So they're on. My eyebrows look good. I do not mind that product. I think it's quite good. I would recommend it. Concealer and everything is set down with the powder is very matte. It is very matte. It is not creasing under my eyeball still, or it's not creasing any more than normal, and the coverage, especially in my chin area, has done pretty well. I do have a couple of Colourpop palettes to choose from today for my eye look. I've already done a video on the Raw Beauty Christie palette. I love this. I will put that in the little card above my head. I have the Baby Yoda palette. I've done a review on this as well, a review and tutorial, so I'm gonna leave that as well in a card above my noggin. This palette is one that I made in my first Colourpop order, so this is just one of their magnetic palettes, and then I picked a bunch of glitter shadows and a couple of like matte shadows and some pretty cool colors. So I love this, however, not applicable for a normal look. And today I'm feeling a little bit pink, a little bit bubbly, and a little bit girly. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and we'll be using the Sailor Moon palette today. I have used this before. I've used it a couple of times actually. I love this palette. I love this palette. I love this palette. This palette is so pretty. It is so pretty. You know, you got the holograph on the front. I don't know if that's gonna pick up on camera, but her mouth moves and she gets really excited, which is awesome. And then just the colors inside, they're just super pretty. So we're gonna have a bit of a play with this. I was gonna use the white concealer as a base on my eyes, but I did just put powder on them without thinking about it, so I'm not gonna do that today. I'm gonna take a kind of fluffy brush, and I think I'm gonna go with this bright pink down here. I'm feeling very pink. Going to apply this all over like my lid and give it a good blend. I love these shadows because the colors are really pigmented, but they are really easy to blend out at the same time. So they're almost a little bit foolproof for bright colored shadows. That shadow is going on like a dream. I'm going to apply that pretty much all over. I am going to take a fluffy brush with no product on it and blend out the edges, but I will just go ahead and apply the shadow where I want it. Cleaned off that brush, and I'm just going to go through and like blend out the edges of that shadow with a clean brush. I'm not going for perfect today. I just kind of want something that's really like soft, like blended out. But yeah, I love this palette. I love this palette so much. I used it in my Colourpop haul video. I'm actually wearing this palette, and I loved the look that I did with that one. Unfortunately, I didn't film that look. I just kind of like got up that morning and was like, I want to play with makeup, and started putting it on my face, and I was like, oh, I should have filmed this. So now that's blended out. I'm going to take some of the purple, like the deeper purple color down here, not the shimmery one, and we might put that on our lid. I'm just gonna take that on like a pencil brush, and I'm just gonna kind of like deepen up the outer corner. The other thing I've been focusing on this year is reading. I got a Kindle for Christmas from Bonds, and towards the end of last year I started reading a lot more. I used to read a lot as a teenager, and then obviously going into uni and stuff, I had to read so much for uni that I really dropped off the bandwagon of reading, and obviously I was working in between, so reading was then no longer a relaxing experience. It was something I kind of like had to do. I kind of like stopped reading, and then last Christmas, not the one just gone but the one before, Von's actually bought me 2 books. He bought me Michelle Obama's biography, which I read, which was fantastic. I would highly recommend it. It is very well written. You know, most biographies are obviously written by ghostwriters or helped, but you could really see that she'd put so much love and care and time into telling her story, which I thought was really awesome. So I really enjoyed that, and obviously it gives you a really interesting look into, you know, White House life from her perspective, and also what I guess her life and values were before meeting Barack, and you know, having a family and what those struggles were like, especially coming as a, you know, a black woman in America as well, and coming from a smaller community. So that was really interesting. And then he also got me a book on the gender data gap. So I'm only about 1/3 of a way through that book, because it is very heavy. It's written a bit more like an essay. It is cited, it is referenced, like there is a lot of dense information in that book. So I've kind of been picking my way through that like whenever I can and whenever I feel about it. But anyway, mad tangent. He got me a Kindle for Christmas. And I have really enjoyed reading on the train with it, because it's a lot easier to take than obviously a classic book. And I've set myself a goal in 2021 to read 12 books. I'd love to read a book a month. I think that's a really doable goal, especially catching the train twice a day for like 40 minutes. So, so far, doing well. I finished 1 book already. I finished Buy Yourself the Fucking Lilies by, I think her name's, it's either Tara Schulster or Tara Schulmster. I'll put the link to it down below. That was a really fantastic book. It was a super easy read. It was a bit of like a self-help guide. It tells you the story of how she kind of like turned her life around at 25 when she felt like she was going down a bit of like a destructive, like personal self path with things, and it was like her tips for bringing her life back on track. It was an interesting read. It was an easy read. There were like small chapters with like tips, so I would totally recommend. That's the first book I'm ticking off my list for 2021. The next book that I am reading at the moment is a book called Hood Feminism. I'm almost finished it. I'm right at the end, and that's a really cool book as well. It talks a lot about how like modern day feminism can be very whitewashed. It's a very nuanced topic, so I'm not going to go into it a lot, I guess, here on my channel. We're talking about beauty, but it's a good book regardless. And I think it's very informational for a lot of people to read, especially if you pride yourself as a feminist like I do. So it's about hood feminism. It talks about how your feminism needs to be all-encompassing and intersectional, and how mainstream feminism is quite whitewashed with like a lot of privileged issues. And it really takes a deep dive into the black community in America and a lot of the issues that they face, and why feminism, you know, why they are feminist issues, and how they need to be acknowledged and tackled, and how they've kind of been ignored previously, I guess, in the media or by, you know, large, more prominent feminist activists. And yeah, it's super interesting. I've really enjoyed reading it, so I'll leave a link to that in the description box as well. It's been really illuminating. Again, it's not a she talks a lot about growing up and what her life was like, and it's not an experience I've had. Obviously my childhood was really different to what a lot of people experienced in those communities, and it was really enlightening to read it, so I 100% recommend it. That's my second book that I've been finishing for 2020, so I should say 2021, jeez. So yeah, if you wanted a couple of good books to read, I would I'd definitely recommend both of those. They were fantastic. I am gonna go in now, and I'm gonna take the purple shimmery color here, and I'm gonna put that all over kind of like the inner part of my lid. I'm gonna use my finger, and then I might go back in with a smaller brush to really get the pigment on. This shade, I die for this shade. Out of this whole palette, like if Colourpop, I don't know if they do, but I really want them to sell this shade as like a single. It is called Luna. It is the most gorgeous, like pastel-y purple, like shimmery color. I just think it's really quite a transformative shade on lots of looks. It's almost a little bit like a topper. Like it doesn't have like a ton of pigment, but it can really change the way that your eyeshadow looks. And it's probably not, no, it's definitely not picking up on camera how pretty this color is. I'm gonna bring that purple up quite high. I've been enjoying bringing the shimmers up right on the inner part of my shadow, right under my brow bone. I am gonna take a flat brush, and I'm gonna get right in the detail parts of my eye. I think I've said this before on my channel that like I struggle to get in on those parts with my finger. I definitely think applying it with your finger is like the best way to apply these shades, but I think for precision and control, kind of going back in with a shader brush like this is the best way to make sure that you get in all those creases and crevices on your eyeball. Next shade I'm going to go in with is I'm going to highlight my brow bone. I'm going to take a little bit of this Silver Millennial shade in the middle. I say silver, it's like a champagne white or like a goldy white. I'm going to take a bit of that on my finger and I'm going to highlight along and just pat this along my brow bone. This is really similar to what I did for my Colourpop haul video. For that kind of like spacey pink look. It was very, very similar to this, but not quite the same. I'm going to take that out quite far. This is a gorgeous highlight shade, so I'm going to take it right out to the corners. Like my temples, I love bringing shine. I love glitter and shine. Like, let's just establish that I love glitter and shiny things straight away. So if I can pull that a bit further out on my face, then I am going to do just that. So I'm going to pat that all over my temples as well and make them really bloody shiny. Really bloody shiny. I'm also going to take that shade and I'm going to apply it right on the inner corner of my eyes. I have got a bit of that purple there, so I'm just applying this over the top. I am also going to take that little brush and I'm going to apply a little bit of that Silver Millennium shade using a brush as well, just because my finger doesn't quite get in my eyeball without stabbing my eye out with my nails. So let's not do that. Now that shade's applied, I'm going to take this little brush again. It's kind of like a little tapered, like stiff pencil blender brush. I'm going to go in with the purple shade, which is called Miracle Romance, not the shimmery one, the matte one. And I'm going to really blend that out under the edges of my eyes. I'm going to take some of the pink that I used all over my lid called Tuxedo Rose. I'm going to blend that in the middle of my eyeballs. Again, we are not going for subtle here today, friends. We are going for something quite fun, quite spacey. So I am bringing that down again quite far around my eyes. We are going to blend this out with a blender brush. And then before we put the shimmer shade on, I'm going to take a bare blender brush and I'm going to just blend all of those colors together and really soften that out under my eyes. Again, these shadows blend fantastically, so they're really good to use. Like, they're really nice bright colors to use. They're not gonna stick and stay in place where you can't blend them out, you can't work with them. They're quite workable. So I'm gonna blend all of that out. And then I'm going to take on that same little pencil brush, I clean it off, that purple Luna color. And I'm gonna apply that on the inner part. I didn't want to do this before I blended because it is a shimmer. So you do lose a lot of that pigment if you blend it out too much, or you'll lose a lot of that shine. So I like to apply my shimmer shades last once my blending is complete. Perfect. Love it. Eyes are kind of done for now. I am going to jump off camera and I'm going to finish my eyes off before I finish the rest of my face. Have been loving, this has taken the place of my holy grail liner at the moment. This is the Colourpop BFF Black Liquid Liner. Mwah, chef's kiss. This liner is so nice. It is a brush tip. It is really fine. It is really black and also nice and flexible. So when you're trying to do a line on your eyes, it is so good. Like, it is so good. It's so easy to work with. I was blown away when I started using it. I was like, I don't know, I find liquid liner really fiddly. I've got really hooded eyes, so either I love it or I hate it, or I find them really hard to use or really easy to use. So I'm always kind of like about trying new ones because I just don't know what's gonna happen. But the first time I used this, I was like, that's it, I'm done. New holy grail, new favorite, this slap. So we'll see how it wears, like how it goes over time as I use it. If it dries out really quickly, then I'll be a bit like, but for now, 10 out of 10, would highly recommend. It's a good liquid liner. Mascara and eyeliner is on. I am really happy with how this turned out. I was a little bit terrified of the eyeliner. It is very thicky. It is a thicky eyeliner that we did today, but I actually loved it. Once I put mascara on, it balanced everything out. I've been doing Batwing eyeliner and loving it. Like, thank you TikTok for teaching me something. Who would have thought? Batwing liner works for hooded eyes amazingly. If you haven't tried it, I would highly recommend it. The mascara I used was my Model Co Extend Lash, Mako Beauty Extend Lash, not Model Co. And then I tried to find, I have one of the Colourpop eyeliners in Amethyst Hour. It's a beautiful lavender purple color, but I could not find it anywhere. I've been using it a lot and it has grown legs and run away. So I wasn't sure where that was. So instead I used the cream gel liner in Honeydew. I like these liners. I think they're great. I really like the eyeliner. I think it's great. And so far I'm like really happy with how everything's looking, which is awesome. I am going to put a little bit of bronzer on, just a little bit in the kind of like hollows of my cheeks. But we're gonna do some really fun over the top blush, which I'm very excited about because I have been enjoying this. I do not wear it like day to day, but I've been enjoying doing my blush in a bit more of a dramatic fashion. So I'm gonna just put a little bit of bronzer right kind of like back in this part of my face. Next product face is highlighter. Now from Colourpop, I only have those two liquid and or cream highlighters, and I think with the amount of powder that I've got on my face, I'm not gonna chance using those and having them lift the powder on my face. I'm just going to use my MAC Lightscapade powder. You could use any powder highlight that you like with a look like this as well. Like, go in with the highlighter, go in with the blush, go in with the highlighter. Trust me, it'll look so cute when it's all pulled together and done. And especially because you've got so much of that pink color on your face, definitely adding a lot of highlighter brings back a lot of dimension. So I just cover my face in a whole lot of highlighter. You just feel glowy. You feel glowy and adorable and shiny and like a disco ball. Another product from Colourpop. This one is a first impression. I haven't tried this yet, but I'm very excited by it. This is the Colourpop Freckle Pen. I love freckles. I normally do my freckles, I've done them with my Anastasia Dip Brow before. That's a really easy one to do freckles with, and I've also done it with my white eyeliner from Suva. Last time I did this look, I had white eyeliner on and I used that white Suva Hydra liner for my freckles, but I'm very excited to try a designated freckle pen. I got this one in the color soft brown. They have two colors. They have soft brown and they have a darker brown as well. This looks like a texture, like it looks like a pen, kind of like texture situation, and it does make quite little freckles. So I'm gonna go in. I'm probably not gonna talk over this part. I might just speed it up a little bit because I'm gonna be here for a while putting some freckles on my face. But they look really cute to start with. This is a good color as well. Freckles are on. I don't know if you can see this in the camera. I might just zoom you in really quickly because we are almost done. These look really cute. I hope you can see them on the camera. I do really like the white freckles with the pink blush. If I had natural makeup on, these would look like pretty real. For like fake freckles, they would look very cute. It was super easy to use. It's nice and pigmented, so it's not something you really have to press into your face to make work. I like this. I would definitely recommend getting this. I'm a fan. I hope this is in focus. I don't know if it is, but this is super cute. Also, while we're here, there is the eye look for you. There is the pinks and the purples and the thicky boy eyeliner. Definitely a fan of how this look turned out. I feel adorable. I've got a couple more products that I really want to try. I have the QT face markers from Colourpop. They come in a box like this, and they essentially are face stamps. So I have the love hearts and I have the stars. So we are going to put some little stamps on our face. These are very pigmented. I've tried them on the back of my hands and they did bleed a little bit on my hands, so I'm hoping they don't bleed on my face. But these are really cute and I thought they were really fun. So this is the love heart. Please make sure you've got it the right way before you use it. Don't be like me and almost put it on upside down. So I'm gonna put one little love heart. That's so cute. Stop. Okay, I want to put these all over my face now. That's so, can you see that? It's so cute. The love heart. I love it. And then we're going to use the little star on the other side. These are great. Again, they're so pigmented. So we're going to put a little star. Boop. I love it. Colourpop, can we have more of these? I would love these in different colors. Can we have these in different colors? They only come in black. I would love these in like purple and like red and green and pink and white. Can we get these in different colors? That's so cute. Okay, love these. Officially done. Get them. If you're thinking about ordering them, do it. They're adorable. They look so cute. I love it. The last product that I'm going to be trying today is the lip gloss from the Sailor Moon collection. This is the Ultra Glossy Lip in Tiara Moon. This packaging on this one is like stunning. Like, as always, I think that when Colourpop puts effort into their collections, they can turn out absolutely beautiful. They put so much effort into them. The packaging looks amazing, which we know that they can. The last few releases have been a little bit underwhelming. Like, go all out. Come on, pop off, Colourpop. Do this kind of stuff again where it's just gorgeous. It's beautiful, beautiful work. So I'm going to apply this to, oh, my lip brush is very stiff. Okay, that's interesting. Is that supposed to be like that? It's like crunchy stiff. Like, I'm just gonna like bend this on my hand for a second and see if I can get this to like loosen up. This is a really pretty like coral, not even coral, it's like a light orange, like peach lip gloss. It's like, it looks really pigmented when it goes on, and you kind of get a wash of that like apricot color. It's an apricot peachy color. There's a little bit of pigment to it. I don't mind it. It's a pretty gloss. It feels really nice on my lips. Just that brush. If anyone has any of these like ultra glossy lips, can you tell me if the brush is like to be like meant to be like that? When I kind of worked it on the back of my hand a little bit, it kind of like loosened up, but the moment I put it on my lips, it was like really stiff, like really, really stiff, which is a little bit odd to me, but now it's on, it feels great, it feels fine. So I'm gonna go and put down my hair, and I'll be back really shortly, and I'll give you a few more close-up of the finished look, and I will give you some of my final thoughts on all of the products. Last product that I've got to try for you guys today, I almost forgot about it. I do have the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Setting Spray, setting mist, whatever you want to call it. Let's give this a go. I would normally do this when my skin is finished before I put on my eyeliner and everything else, but I forgot. My bad. Apologies. This smells incredible. Like, I don't normally like heavily fragranced products, but this smells so good. So if you like scented things, this is fantastic. I really, really like this. It smells amazing. And not too bad on the skin. It doesn't have the finest mister, but it went on okay, and it's dried down quite nice. So here is the final makeup look with our little face stamps and all. I adore how this turned out. I think it looks really cute. I would 100% wear this out, and I would 100% use this again. I'm going to zoom you guys out, and we're going to do some rapid fire product reviews. So we're going to hit all the products, and I'm going to tell you whether I think you should purchase them or not, whether they're worth your money, whether I would repurchase them. Let's go. First up, Pretty Fresh Primer. Would I recommend this? So far so good. I don't mind it. It's pretty hydrating on the skin. It felt quite nice. I want to try it a few more times before I give it my absolute recommendation, but first impressions, not bad. Second product is the Illuminator in Soft Ivory. This was quite pretty going on my skin. It is going to enhance the texture of your skin. That's natural for most illuminators. I do want to try mixing this in with my foundation or another face product to see how it performs. It did kind of disappear a fair bit once I put powder on top, which is normal and to be expected, so kind of want to give it another go. If you do like liquid illuminators, I think this is probably a decent one to try. Next up, the Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. From first impression, I really like this. It went on nice on the skin. It cleared up and covered a lot of the redness that I had. It's obviously not going to cover blemishes. but that is okay. That's not what a tinted moisturizer is meant to do. And it also dried down to quite a nice like powdery but not full matte finish, more like a soft matte finish. So if you are interested in tinted moisturizers, I would give this a go, and I'm looking forward to playing with it a little bit more. Next up, the No Filter Concealer. Obviously not the right shade for me, which is my whoopsie, not their whoopsie. So I would like to try this in a bit of a darker shade. Very matte, so blends out nice, goes on high coverage, but very, very matte concealer will dry down really quickly. So if that's your jam, then I think that this would be worth giving a shot. Setting spray, almost forgot to use this right at the end there. I like it, it smells really good. All setting sprays kind of do the same thing. It went on really nicely and will just settle in the powder. Seeing as I am a powder fiend, I do enjoy products like this, so I probably would repurchase it again. Brow Boss eyebrow pencil. I think it's a good standard staple eyebrow pencil. If it's something you're looking to try, I think it's definitely worth it. Also worth just throwing in your order if you're making one, to give a shot. It's a nice cool brown color. If you do have hair like mine, I would definitely recommend this product. Next up is the Sailor Moon palette. If you are looking to try this palette or looking to get it, just do it, just send it. Absolutely. I'm not someone that normally like highly recommends palettes, but I think this one is gorgeous. It has got a good variety of shades here, so you can do quite a few different looks, and the colors, as bright as they are, blend out absolutely beautifully. So they are very, very beginner friendly. I would definitely recommend this palette if you are thinking about picking it up. It is worthwhile getting. BFF liquid liner. I said it before, I'll say it again. I started using this at the start of this year. I couldn't help myself. I thought I would give it a go early, and I love this. I think it is worth picking up if you like a very black pigmented liner with a lot of control. You can do fine lines, thick lines that last all day. Please give this a go, give it a try, pick it up. I would 100% recommend this eyeliner. The Freckle Pen, if you like doing faux freckles, then I think that this one is a winner. It is really, really easy to use. The color payoff is nice. They didn't move when I blended over the top of them with a little bit of extra blush. So I think this is definitely worth picking up if you like doing some faux freckles. You can get big freckles and little freckles and all the different size freckles in between. So I 100% recommend this product as well. Honeydew Eyeliner, the cream gel eyeliners from Colourpop are just a great staple product. Mine were a little bit stiff to start with, so I did have to warm them up and get them to like use them a little bit before I got their full payoff. So I would definitely recommend these. They're a good staple basic eyeliner. The face markers, I think you can tell from my first impression when I put these on my face, they are adorable. They look so cute and they work really, really well. They're solidly pigmented and they give you, I was a bit worried that I wouldn't get a nice crisp kind of outline of the shapes, but having a look at them now, they look perfect. They haven't bled at all, and they did transfer really well on top of the powder and concealer that I had on my face. So if you're thinking about getting these, they're awesome fun, and I would definitely recommend picking them up. The Ultra Glossy Lip, this is a tough one. That brush was a little bit weird for me. They're not super pigmented glosses, or they are relatively pigmented, but once you blend them out or sheer them out, they kind of just look, they give you a bit of a tint and they're quite glossy. I would recommend, if you're thinking about getting one of these, I would recommend picking them up, but there are definitely other glosses out there. I think the Fenty gloss bombs will always have my heart. They are fantastic. So if you're thinking about getting them, it's worth giving them a try. They are quite inexpensive. Do I think that they're like the best glosses, like holy grail ever? Like, no, I don't think that these are like the best, but it's worth giving a shot if you really want to try them. Thank you for joining me for this Colourpop try on haul. I really appreciate it. I am so happy with the look that we created today. It was really fun. I love doing things that are a little bit more out there sometimes, especially with pinks and purples. They are some of my favorite colors. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or some of your favorite Colourpop products, please leave them down in the comment section below. I would love to know what your favorites are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.